It says, suppose that a flare is launched upward, so straight up, with an initial velocity of 80 feet per second from a height of 224 feet. Its height in feet, h of t, after t seconds is given by that formula. H of t equals negative 16t squared plus 80t plus 224. How long will it take the flare to reach the ground? All right, so it's really important to try and understand what this problem is telling you. This function, this is function notation, right? H of t, that means the input is what? That letter stands for the input. T stands for the input. What is that measured in? T is measured in seconds. It's a time value in seconds, isn't it? Can you see that? The output is h of t, right? The output is the entire thing, h of t. What is that? So that's this. Oh, that's the height. The height of the flare after t seconds. The output is the height of the flare. So you input time after you shoot the flare off. The output is how high it should be, approximately. If you understand that, that helps you understand how to solve the problem. Does that make sense? So we have the formula for an input of t and an output of h. H of t is negative 16t squared plus 80t plus 224. How long does it take the flare to reach the ground? Now, you don't read anything into these problems. You assume flat ground. So what's the height when it hits the ground? 0. So since h of t is your height, you're going to replace the output variable with 0 in this case. In the homework, it might ask you, when is f of t equal to 4? In that case, you replace the output with 4. But here it's at a height of 0 when it hits the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug 0 in right there, and we'll get this equation. 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 80t, plus 224. And guess what? You've got yourself another polynomial equation, don't you? It's already set equal to 0, isn't it? Now, like I said, in the homework, you might have to set it equal to a height value of like 4, in which case you'd have to get the 4 to the other side before you can solve for t or x or whatever it is. But here it's already set equal to 0. So step 1 of those steps for solving a polynomial equation, done. Step 2, factor. Well, what can we factor out? Does 16 go into 224? How many times? So do you want to factor out a 16 or a negative 16? Let's make it negative 16 so that you have a 1t squared. Does everybody see why I did that? Okay, you factor out a negative 16. What's left from the plus 80t? Minus 5t. And then minus, how many times does 14? Just use your calculator for that. So we factored out the GCF, the negative GCF in this case. Everybody okay with that? Inside those parentheses, how many terms do you see? 3, so what are you going to do to factor it? Reverse FOIL. T and T. For the first term, first multipliers, and then you need two numbers whose product is what? Negative 14, and whose sum is? Okay, disregarding the operation, what two numbers are you thinking of? 2 and 7, 7 and 2. Which one has to be minus to get a minus 5? Minus 7 plus 2. Set the non-constant factors equal to 0. So either t plus 2 equals 0 or t minus 7 equals 0. I guess I don't need these parentheses here and here. What do you get for, well, you get two answers initially. What do you get? T equals -2 or t equals 7. Now, which answer in this context does not make sense? Sometimes negative answers can make sense, but in this context, it's in seconds, right? -2 seconds before you shoot the flare off. I suppose it might be on the ground at that time, right? Yeah. But it's not an answer we're looking for here. So we're going to cross that out. We're looking for the time at which it lands after it's been in the air. So 7 seconds. How long will it take the flare to reach the ground? It takes 7 seconds to reach the ground.